What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video talking about new release movies from this year. I haven't been doing too well on releasing reviews for movies that have come out this year, unfortunately, just because I'm just a little too lazy and a little bit busy, so that's just me. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to hop on here and just post my opinions on a couple of movies that I haven't reviewed or gone in depth with this year, here on the channel at least. On my Instagram page, I have ranked and, well, not quite reviewed, but just like ranked all of the movies that I've seen so far this year. This was a couple of weeks ago, I believe. I think it was after I saw Dungeons and Dragons, so it isn't like too recent, but still, I wanted to pop on here and just give you some of my opinions on some new release movies that I've unfortunately failed to get my opinions out here on YouTube for. So let's dive into this video. This isn't going to be every movie that I've seen this year. I just want to give that kind of disclaimer. It's just going to be a couple of the more popular movies that have come out so far this year. So some like bigger names that, you know, most people have heard, not like just straight to streaming movies like most of these are. So let's just dive into like the first, like, least best of these popular movies, I guess you can say. So the first one I have up is 80 for Brady, which I was able to see on Prime Video through like this Paramount Plus trial. I don't really know what it was, but for some reason I have capabilities to watch everything that's on Paramount Plus on Prime Video, which is quite strange, but I don't know how that works. Anyhow, yeah, so 80 for Brady was better than I thought it would be, but at the same time still not very good. I didn't really enjoy it all that much. It just kinda wasn't that funny. Had some charming cast members at least. I don't know, it was okay. Nothing really much more to it, honestly. I don't remember a whole lot about it, so that's about all I can say about it. Next up on here we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I was able to check this one out, and it unfortunately just wasn't that good. I think this is probably bottom 5 of the DCU, unfortunately. It just wasn't a great movie. It didn't have a very good story, and it just kind of dropped all of the charm from the previous movie just for the generic comic book movie story, which isn't great. And yeah, I didn't really enjoy this one all that much, unfortunately, so yeah, it's towards the bottom of my ranking of the year so far. Next up, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This one I was able to check out in theaters. Just wasn't great. I didn't have a whole lot of faith going into it. One, because, you know, these days Marvel is just not that great, and two, because the trailers just didn't look all that great. They look pretty fun, and that's what I expected from an Ant-Man movie, and unfortunately this is the weakest of that Ant-Man trilogy. Could be because MODOK just was an awful character, could be because the story just wasn't good, just felt really flat, but honestly, it just wasn't a very good movie. And yeah, as a movie that was supposed to introduce Kang, just wasn't that great. Kang was good. Probably shouldn't talk about the dude who plays Kang anymore because of certain things that are going on. But yeah, it was fine. A smaller movie that came to some theaters, but I wasn't able to watch in theaters. I had to wait until Shudder released it. We have Skinamarink. This movie is very strange, and I definitely respect for what it was going for. I just didn't enjoy it all that much. It's kind of sad when a film theory video made me appreciate the movie a little bit more and thought about it a little bit more. even though it was literally just a theory. But either way, I just didn't really enjoy my time with this one. It was just a lot of times just staring at nothing and listening to what was happening, and I didn't really enjoy it. So there's that. Next up is Megan. Now, I have not seen the unrated version that was released on Blu-ray and Peacock. I do have Peacock, and I don't have it on Blu-ray yet, but I do have Peacock. And I probably will check out the unrated version sometime soon, even though I haven't heard, like, it really adds anything. Either way, though, I still kind of want to rewatch this movie just to see if it gets any better, but this wasn't that great from what I saw in the theaters. Another movie that I watched the same day as Shazam, Fury of the Gods, we have 65. This one is definitely a good movie visually and sound-wise. The story is kind of crap. And unfortunately, that's what really lets it down. I think it just is a little too short, even though it kind of feels lengthy. It's only like 90 minutes or something like that. It feels like it's 2 hours or something like that. I still didn't hate it like a lot of people did, because I thought that, you know, visually and action-wise, when there is action, it's actually really good. And Adam Driver is decent. I don't think he's, like, meme-worthy like a lot of people are saying that he is, but still, not a great movie. And I recognize that, but I still enjoyed it. I didn't really understand the hate. Next up, Knock at the Cabin. This one is M. Night Shyamalan's latest movie. I know a lot of people have either really loved it or really been mixed on it. I was sort of mixed on it when I first saw it. Over time, I've kind of grown on it a little bit. Definitely want to rewatch it, but there's just a lot about it that I don't love. The main things that I do love, though, you know, Dave Bautista is just great in the role that he's given. Rupert Grint is pretty good. I'd say definitely after how many years since Harry Potter that this is like his latest decent-sized role. He did pretty dang good. The story is pretty cool. I will give it that. But unfortunately, I just think that there's way too many unnecessary flashbacks, and they're not good flashbacks by any means. So there's that. That kind of knocks it down a little bit, but still like a solid 7 out of 10. Very, very good movie, I would say. A movie that surprised me with how fun it was is Gerard Butler's Plane. This one, it's not a big movie by any means. It's not a lot like to it. There's nothing big about it. Very unoriginal story. Just very like generic by the numbers stuff. But it's actually a pretty decent movie, and Gerard Butler is quite good in it. I'd say this is probably like his best action movie in a while. And the action scenes in it, the set pieces are pretty cool. But it's, like I said, it's very generic, so it's not like top tier action by any means. It's still like just not great, but good, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So it's a little higher up on my list than most people would probably put it. Next up, one of the newest Apple TV Plus original movies, we have Taron Egerton in Tetris. This movie was just a really, really cool little biopic kind of story about how Tetris kind of saved the U.S. during the Cold War. It was a very cool story, and I think Taron Egerton was quite good in it. The one thing that I didn't really love is how the movie ended. It just really abruptly ended. Kind of came out of nowhere. And some of the like beginning stuff was a little bit boring, but as soon as they really like brought in the concept that was given for the movie, it started to get pretty dang good. So a little higher up on the list as well, and it surprised me. Another movie that I wasn't suspecting would be as fun as it is Bear. Might get in a little bit of trouble talking about this movie online, because I've heard a lot of people are kind of getting flagged for saying the name of the white powder. So yeah, this movie is just a ton of fun. It's very stupid. It's very much just a Jaws ripoff, and I will say that it very much just feels like the story of Jaws repeated. But it is just a lot of fun, and it's not nearly as bad as some people make it out to be. And while there's not a ton of the goofy bear action happening, for what there is, it's just a ton of fun. So it's up there on the list for me. Another movie that I was able to check out in theaters, we have Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This one, it could go down under the list, and it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't in my top 10 of the year at the end of this whole year. But I had a lot of fun with it in the theaters, even though I kind of forgot like everything that happens in it. Very cool visuals, very fun story, very good cast as well. And yeah, I've never been a huge Dungeons & Dragons player. I've played like 1 or 2 campaigns in my life, but yeah, this one, there's like some stuff that really flew over my head in this one, so I might not have caught everything that was put into it, but yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit, had some good laughs, definitely in the top 10 of the year. I meant to say so far. Top 10 of the year so far. One that I unfortunately missed in the theaters is Missing, the sort of spin-off from the Searching movie from 2018. Very good movie. It's a little bit of a sequel set in like the same universe, I think it is. There's not like a whole lot that you have to really know from the first movie going into this one though. So if you do want to watch this movie and haven't seen Searching, go right ahead. It doesn't really matter what order you watch them, but yeah, they're both very good movies, and this one, I'm not sure which one I like more, Searching or Missing, but they're both, very good movies. Yeah, and I really like Missing. Very, very good thriller. Next up, we have Tom Hanks in A Man Called Otto. This one, I don't remember if I gave like a little short review on the channel or not, but this one was, I believe, the second movie I saw in the theaters all year, and this was my number one for a little while, I think until this past month, March. But, very, very good story. I really liked it. I didn't resonate with it too much because I'm not a grumpy old man. I'm not particularly suicidal, but just a very good story. Makes you happy in the end. Yeah, very good movie. And I've seen this one a couple of times because my family really likes this movie. So, it's a good one. Now we have Nicolas Cage's new movie where he plays Dracula in Renfield. This one is just a ton of fun. I was able to see this one in the theaters last weekend. And man, this is just a good time at the theater. It's just a bunch of laughs. Very good performance from Nicolas Cage, and Nicholas Hoult as well is really good. Unfortunately, this one didn't make a whole lot of money in the theaters opening weekend. I think it made $10 million worldwide when it had like a decently sized like $65 million budget or something like that. But it still is a really good movie, and I think you guys should definitely check it out if you just want a good laugh. Last movie that we're talking about today is going to be the Super Mario Brothers movie, one I was able to check out yesterday. Let me tell you, this movie is just a blast, and as a Mario fan, I thoroughly enjoyed it. A ton of stuff that you wouldn't pick up on if you weren't a Mario fan. But as a Mario fan myself, pretty much a lifelong Mario fan, this was just a ton of great fun, great cast. Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Anya Taylor-Joy, Seth Rogen, and Keegan-Michael Key are okay because they just kind of either give an annoying performance or Seth Rogen just doing literally nothing with his voice other than just giving his normal voice for the role, which doesn't really fit that well for Donkey Kong, but whatever. It was still decent. Anyway, I think this movie was just a ton of fun at the theaters. I was glad I was finally able to see it because it took me about 2 weeks to finally watch it. I would go see this one again. I probably won't just because I'm not a double viewer in the theaters. I've never been a person that's gone to see a movie twice. Even though I've wanted to, I just haven't gotten around to it. But you know, I'll definitely pick this one up when it comes out. I don't know when exactly. I don't think it's been announced yet when it comes out, but it's making a lot of money, so it's probably going to be a little while, knowing how Top Gun Maverick took so long to come out on physical. Anyway, yeah, go check this one out in the theaters if you haven't yet. Thoroughly enjoyable. Definitely like this one. So thanks so much, everybody, for sticking around through this video. Let me know what you guys thought of these movies so far this year. Let me know what's your favorite, what's your least favorite, and everything in between. If you want to give me like a whole ranking of your movies that you've seen so far this year, go ahead. I won't mind. Yeah, so follow me over on Letterboxd if you want to see some more movies that I didn't discuss here on the channel today. I have a whole list. It's called 2023 Ranked on Letterboxd, and then on Instagram, I said that I did a live stream over there talking about all of the movies that I've seen so far. It's not quite up to date, but you can definitely check out my list on Letterboxd if you want to see that. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and stick around for more. Goodbye.